Depends what Arsenal turns up, innit?
I just don't see them beating us twice in a year at the Emirates. Not even in a year, twice in 3 months. If we let this happen, it will show everyone. At the end of the day, it'll show everyone what I've been saying, that we're still far off these other clubs.
We're always going to come into this Arsenal game confident because we've only dropped 4 points under Ollie in the Prem.
How's it going, people? Welcome to the United preview. Off the back of a fucking humiliating 3-1 loss to Rennes yesterday. The United game is bigger than ever. It's the biggest United game we've had in a long while. Because if we lose it, potentially we're out of the top 4 race. 4 points behind United. We could potentially be 7 behind Tottenham and Chelsea with a game against Brighton at home as their game in hand. Potentially 7 behind them too, or however much it is. But either way, we really can't afford to go 2 games behind United or Chelsea. Tottenham, yeah, they might be getting dragged back into it a bit, but a win or 2 on their side, then they'll comfortably float to top 3. Rest of the top 6, listen, I keep on hearing the rest of the top 6 have 2 games against each other. But listen, this is Arsenal. We got Everton away, we can lose that. We've got Wolves away, we can lose that. We've got Leicester away, we can lose that. Difficult games, forget the top 6. We've got difficult games. Just because we're not playing any of the top 6, it doesn't mean that it's gonna be all cushy on our side. Trust me on that, trust me. I envisage us dropping points against some of these other teams in the last 8 games because that's just the Arsenal way, you know. Like, we as fans might look at the bigger picture and look at the next 8 games and be hopeful about them, but you know Arsenal, man, they've let us down last night and they've done it many a time in the past decade. So I wouldn't start assuming that it's going to be an easy running for us after the United game. Definitely not. Back to the United game, massive. Like I said, if we lose, 4 points behind United, whereas if they lose, they're only 2 points behind us. It's definitely a bigger game for us than United. At the same time, they've just gone to Paris and beat one of the best teams in Europe, 3-1. They've beaten us 3-1 at Emirates already this year. They're not going to be they're going to be pumped for it. They're going to be really pumped and not scared at all. So really and truly, we need to, in my opinion, we need to attack them from the off, try to get an early goal and put some doubt in their mind. Listen, I'd love nothing more than to put that first dent in Ole's campaign so far. They haven't lost in the league yet. 9 away games on the trot. It's impressive. It's impressive from Ole, do you know what I mean? So it's going to be a difficult game, man. Difficult game. Probably go with Ramsey just behind the striker. That's just because he played well against Tottenham and he's rested against Rennes. Ramsey comes in, definitely. Lacazette needs to start up top. Abba needs to come off the bench. I'm not sure if he's upset or disappointed in himself, to be honest, because I know Abba looks at his own performances and he can be his own critic as well. Abba needs to come off the bench and do something regardless, whether we're losing, drawing or winning. At the time he comes on, I expect him to come on and make an impact. Other than that, it will be Mickey for me to start on the wings. Then you have Torreira suspended, so Xhaka and Guendouzi pick themselves, in my opinion. Moving to the defence now, Socrates needs to be available, partnering with Koscielny. Monreal was getting roasted against Rennes, so potentially United could look at that and think, ooh, because over the last few seasons, Monreal's been solid for us, and I think other managers have decided to attack down the right, but that Rennes performance, it might make managers feel now that the left side, if Monreal's playing, is a weak point too, because they've already realised that Kolasinac is weaker defensively than attacking-wise. So I'm not sure on the left side. I'd probably go with Kolasinac just to add some more attacking impetus to our team, if I'm honest. I feel like we play our best attacking football when Kolasinac plays, which is weird, do you know what I mean? Left back, left wing back, but he's added a lot of creativity to our side. Robustness, he's solid. He's just caught lacking on defence sometimes, but in the big scheme of things, I'm starting Kolasinac. And on the right, difficult one. God knows where Lichtsteiner is. Jenkinson, I'm not sure what's happened with him. I wouldn't start Mustafi. I know he done well against Tottenham, but I would not start Mustafi, man. The guy's a fucking mess. The guy's a madman on the pitch. At any moment, he could do a madness. At any fucking moment, he could do a madness, do you know what I mean? So I'd probably go with Maitland-Niles, and I'm not his biggest fan at right back either. He hasn't performed consistently enough for me this season, but I'd go with him. Athletic ability, pace, and he's younger. He's younger. So definitely go with him on the right. And Leno in goal. Back in goal. Obviously, Czech does Europa League duties, but Leno, he's impressed me this season, and especially over the last few weeks. He's really done well. He's really come out of his shell, and he's imposing himself on this team, I feel like our defence know they've got a good goalkeeper behind them, but our goalkeeper knows, and we all know he hasn't got a fucking good defence in front of him. So that's an issue that we need to fix in the summer. I was saying 3-2 earlier this week, but I wanted to get the Rennes tie out the way. I thought PSG going through would have been a formality, but here I am now. United beat PSG away, they're through in the Champions League, and we lost to Rennes away, and we're on the cusp of going out of the Europa League. So it's all flipped around. I said 3-2 earlier on in the week. I'm going to go for a 3-2 still, but I'm more leaning maybe towards a 2-2. But yeah, I'm going to go for a 2-2, 3-2 Arsenal. I just don't see them beating us twice in a year at the Emirates. Not even in a year, twice in 3 months. If we let this happen, it will show everyone. At the end of the day, it'll show everyone what I've been saying, that we're still far off these other clubs. And it could highlight it to Kroenke and the rest of the backroom staff. Obviously, Monchi apparently left his Roma role, so we might be having a few acquisitions in the backroom coming up, hopefully, even though PSG are linked with him now. But yeah, 3-2, 2-2. Just don't let us down, boys, man. Just don't let us down. I'm about to go off and speak to Flex from United Stand TV and go link up with Robbie and Troopz and see what their take is on the match this Sunday. Let me know your predictions below. Let me know what you want to see on my channel and all of that. Do you like these previews? Who else would you like to see me do previews with? All of that stuff. But love for the subscribers, love for the comments, love for all the sharing, the feedback. I love all of it. Keep it up, keep it up. Come on, boys.
Flex from United Stand, obviously United Arsenal on Sunday. Come on, gas man. Happy.
How could I not be happy, man?
Trust me. Talk to me about United's week.
You lot saw the scenes, man. I don't care who you support, innit? Even the most bitter Arsenal fan can't look at what we did in Paris and go, you know what, bro, that was a big result for them, man. Yeah, it was scenes, man. I couldn't feel nothing. My legs were numb, like my voice was gone. It was just scenes. Loads of Man United fans just counted us out, me included. There was only a few I spoke to that said we could do it, man, and I was like, shut up. But we had luck, we had tactical stuff, we had good heart from the players, mixed in with good fortune and all that. It had everything it needed. Controversy with the VAR. If you were going to win a game like that, it needed all them elements, and it was our day, man. So going into this game, why would we not be confident? Even if we lost against Paris, I kept saying, going into the Arsenal game, as long as we just don't get humiliated by Paris, don't go out there and lose 3-4, 5-0, we're always going to come into this Arsenal game confident, because we've only dropped 4 points under Oli in the Prem. Like, we are the most informed team in the league, even over City, Liverpool, all these, man. We are 5 points clear from the time when Oli took over. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's nuts, man. Look, but at the same time, if we come here and lose, it kind of undoes a little bit of the hard work. But we won't be that far out of it, even a loss. But we're so confident right now. No Man United fan is even contemplating losing against Arsenal. I think, for me, I think we're going to win the game. I think it'll be tight. But I think we certainly won't lose. You know what I mean?
Okay, so let me squeeze a prediction out of you then. Obviously, you don't think you're going to lose. So what's the prediction?
My prediction is 2-1 United.
Well, name one for us.
Lukaku is in form. And I'd say for you, Aubameyang even in the FA Cup game, I didn't think he had a good game. Did you?
No.
He did. Do you know what I mean? In the FA Cup, he was non-existent, but then he's just there, right time, right place, which I feel a lot with Aubameyang. I think he's all-around player. I don't watch Arsenal 90 minutes every game like you lot, but I always feel like I don't think he gives that much to the actual game, but he gets his goal. So all is forgotten about, because a striker is like, do you know what I mean? Like Michael Owen, he was a dead footballer, but he was a good striker. He just used to score goals. Like, he might not be good technically and this and that, but he just scored goals. I think it's kind of similar with him. Like, he just gets his goals, so you can't really argue. But I think like he could do more. So
you know what, as a United fan, I want to ask you: Aubameyang or Lacazette? Who do you prefer as a footballer?
As a footballer, Lacazette. For me, I think like you look at what was the game where Lacazette was up front? It's very recently, and he was like coming back into midfield and winning it off, man, and then like starting your attacks and that. I think he just works more. I think Aubameyang gets more goals because I think he just goes, I'm a striker, bro. staying near the box. Like, I want a through ball, that's it. Like, do you know what I mean? Or I'm there for the tap-ins because I've got a good brain and I know where to be. He gets goals in it, so that's why he gets more than Lacazette. But I'd rather have Lacazette in my team. If you used to say to me, pick one to come to United, I'd pick Lacazette.
So would you pick Lacazette over all the United strikers?
Absolutely not.
So who are you picking over Lacazette?
Do you know what, yeah? Loads of people gave me stick, and I always go back to this, and I don't even like going back to it, because there's a time way back last season when we were like doing all right under him, but I kept saying Lukaku is shit. Like, Lacazette's better than him. That was on United fans going, what are you saying? And then slowly but surely, Lukaku started showing his true colours and was terrible for us. Up until these last 4 games where he's been very good, he's been awful. Loads of fans saying, yeah, you were right all along, he's terrible, look at his touch. But I wouldn't swap Lacazette for, I would probably swap Lacazette for Lukaku? Yeah, he's better than him, man, he's better than him. Right now in current form, like, Lukaku's shit hot. It's whether he can continue that and whether we just change his role, because I think we've tried to have him out on the wing, we've tried to play through him and it hasn't really worked. But when we've kind of gone just get in the box and be between the width of the 18, in the football that we're playing now with Ollie, we can get, there's a player, like, he can score goals. But would I swap him even in the summer for like an Icardi or a Dybala? Yeah, I would. He's like on the upper echelon, but for now, he's in form, so he's dangerous. Normally I'd be, at the FA Cup game, I didn't even want him to start against you. When I saw he was starting, I was like, oh, fuck. Then he was out on the right and he actually did a right first half, then second half he was dead. But now he's confident, a confident Lukaku's dangerous. And I actually think he's going to score against you. I think Lukaku will score and I think that Rashford will score. And I will say Aubameyang will score for you 2-1.
With Robbie and Troopz, obviously Man United preview, got them on Sunday. What are you man saying?
What you said?
What am I saying? We got the sushi.
I got the sushi. That tastes so juicy. Hey, that's so hard, man. Hey, if you know that tune, you know that tune, blood.
You know what? I've got a funny feeling about the game that we're going to win. I had a feeling last week that we lose to Tottenham. And I've got a feeling this week that we're going to turn it around. It was a horrible... Listen, all the momentum's gone because of that Rennes result. And nobody now's thinking we've got a chance of winning. But we've got a great record at home. And surely those players, if they've got anything about them, are going to be stung by what happened at Rennes. And there'll be a reaction. And let's remember, at Rennes we had 10 men for nearly, you know, more than half the game. So I expect us to bounce back. And I got a feeling for a 2-1 win. Man United is so confident at the moment. But it's like I was doing a video earlier and I was saying there's lots of little margins in football. And basically they've taken advantage of their margins in recent weeks and we haven't. They had the margin against PSG with the penalty that we all know weren't a penalty, right? They had the margin in that they got battered in the game, but 2 little mistakes they capitalised on, yeah? And with the penalty, they scored their penalty. We've had margins. We had the margin in the Tottenham game, which was a penalty that shouldn't have been a penalty. We missed it. We had an opportunity in that game against Rennes to extend our lead. We didn't take it. Get a man sent off. They take advantage of it. So we're not doing mega things wrong at the moment, but we've just not been taking advantage of those small windows of opportunity and small margins. So if we can get that right, and I think in a game we can do. And it's a huge week for our season, man. I mean, I think you were saying it earlier, Turkish, man. If we lose both of those games, it's going to be 3 horrible weeks with no football, weekends. But if we used to win both of those games, we can go into that really optimistic that we can have a nice end of the season. So let's hope these players turn up. Don't fold, man. Don't. And let's put a spanner in that Man United. I mean, we've had to do interviews with them this morning, man. They're so cocky at the moment, man.
Gas blow.
Yeah.
And do you know what it is? I don't actually see us losing twice at home to United in a season, man. That sounds too mad. Troopz, what are you telling me, man?
Lingard's out.
And Lingard always does well against us.
Dog Shagger's out.
Scored against us.
You get me?
But so, Lukaku's in. And I'm a bit worried about him because he done well against us last time as well. I also think, right, that last time they had a specific tactic which they deployed a couple of times against us, and a couple of teams deployed against us this season, which was switch the ball out to the flanks at every opportunity and catch us on the counter. Now, I hope that Unai Emery's wised up to that. I'd go with Mustafi at right back. And I'd go with Monreal at left back. And I'd have playing a similar start to how we did against Tottenham. Protect those flanks, and then just get that ball up front quickly as possible. Similar tactics. I think we're going to need different tactics than how we normally play other teams.
Yeah.
And
they got pace, blood. They can
you know, so we're going to have to sit a bit deeper because their pace, playing a high line with Rashford, Lukaku, they'll hurt us, man.
You know what?
Pogba bursting through the middle, they'll hurt us.
Yeah, what about Ramsey, Ozil, Oba, Laka? What's the choices there?
I'd go Ramsey.
Yeah.
Because I just think similar tactics that we
That
played
Tottenham
against
game as well,
Tottenham.
Ramsey done his thing, blood.
Yeah.
And he always steps up in big games.
Yeah, and I just feel that, you know, keep that. I even think by the team selection last night, that showed me that Ramsey's going to start. So, because he brought Ramsey on later on, so it wasn't a fitness issue. So I go Ramsey. What was the other one?
Oba, Laka, or both?
I go Laka. Aubameyang didn't play very well against Rennes. Plus, as well, again, it was effective last week how we played it, wasn't it? With Mickey and Iwobi. So I expect him to go similar. Then you can bring on Aubameyang later on.
So you're saying 2-1, Rob, what about you, Troopz?
2-1.
2-1 as well, yeah?
Man. Same score, man. 2-1.
Yeah, calm. Nice.
You're not saying that very confident.
What?
You're not saying it very confident.
Because it depends what Arsenal turns up, innit? But like, I'm not gonna say we're gonna lose. You get me? 2-1.
Yeah, nice one, lads.